Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got the devil energy to begin. Very interesting. Now, this could be a lot of ambition. I'm kind of getting now like kind of a scapegoat feeling with this. Let's put this into some context. I feel like you're kind of being singled out or something, right? Let's see what other cards we have here. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel it's almost like somebody is accusing you of something or blaming you for something, right? That you're kind of, well, like I said, kind of the scapegoat, kind of the one that. Yeah, and it might be this older female energy. We've got a Wheel of Fortune, that's very nice. A Ten of Cups, that's very nice. An Ace of Cups, that's very nice. And this really could be the kind of the getting out of this situation, starting over and getting back to your destiny, getting back to your goals, right? 7, a 4, a 7, and a 6. I thought it was going to be another 4, but it's a 6. Beautiful. Yeah, this is going to have a very good ending. And I think really it's more a misunderstanding than anything else. Let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And let's see, we're just going to set it down over here. We're going to put Mr. Ed right there on top. Happy little horse. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. All right. Now, looking around the room, I notice that we only have these two major arcana energies. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. Now, really, it kind of feels as if you're being singled out to kind of catch the blame for something because someone is envious of you, right? I think that you're coming into a lot of success in your life. You're really starting to kind of emerge into your path, into your destiny, into who you are, into the best version of yourself. And then I feel like somebody's blaming you for something, but it's almost as if this older, I think it's an older female energy. I feel like they're not even involved in the situation. I don't know, is that like a mother-in-law? Is that some coworker or something? I feel like they're the one throwing a lot of BS your way, but it doesn't even concern them. Does that make sense? We don't have any fire energy here. We've got a lot of water. Water. We've got a little bit of air. And then, of course, we have our earth energy, which I think the earth energy is kind of getting disturbed. You know, when you overwater plants, it doesn't help them grow, right? Kind of the same thing here. There's so much emotion, so much really like heavy water, a lot of water energy here. And I feel like it's too much. And I feel like it's starting to affect maybe your physical health, starting to affect your work, perhaps. Because I think you're so involved in this and feeling how you feel about this. I think you feel things very, very deeply. Well, let's start with we got to take these two together, unfortunately, the Devil and the Nine of Swords. Somebody is, I think, really accusing you of something or blaming you for something or calling you out for something that I think ultimately is not your fault. Right? But this other person, maybe that older female energy, I feel like they need someone to blame. It might as well be you, right? And I feel like that's the situation that you're involved with right now. Now, I think you're someone that really does value prayer, worship, meditation, a real connection with the divine, with the spiritual energy, with God, goddess, deity, whatever you believe in, whatever prayer means to you, right? It could be just kind of the obvious literal prayer, could be an inward prayer. It could be, worship in more of a church setting, right? Whatever it might be. I feel like that's very important to you. I feel like you haven't been doing that. And maybe it's when this situation started, maybe even before this situation started, you fell out of that kind of prayer a little bit. And now with all of this water energy, I feel like it needs to go somewhere. So the first kind of impression I'm getting is that you've got to start connecting with the divine energy once again. Okay, in that kind of, in that outward or inward way, but in a very intentional way. There's no fire here. So I feel like we're being washed in all of these emotions. We need a little bit of fire, of enthusiasm, a little bit of, the fire of the Holy Spirit, if you'll forgive the phrase, in order to, kind of pull us out of this. Because this is a lot of stuff for you to deal with. And I don't think that it's fair for you to deal with this. I also don't think it's your fault or your responsibility. Okay? But the Nine of Swords is saying that somebody is kind of like coming at you with a lot of these maybe accusations or a lot of blame. And again, it feels like this person's not even involved in the situation really, not directly anyway. But they're trying to express their frustration and take it out on you, and I don't think that's right. So I feel like you feel like you're being attacked, right? And you feel like this is kind of coming out of nowhere because as far as you were concerned, everything was going pretty well. We have this Wheel of Fortune in the background. And I think the Wheel of Fortune in the background is the general success that you've been experiencing. I think things have been starting to get better for you. They haven't always been wonderful. Sometimes you felt like you've been on the bottom of the wheel, kind of where the rubber meets the road, in between there. But I think things have been improving. I think things have been getting better. I think you've been stepping into your own. What I feel for you really is that you have obviously a lot of emotion. But I feel like you're the type of person that is always trying to find an outlet for that. And what I mean is part of your path, part of your destiny, like what you're meant to do with your life, is find the right way for you to express all of this really depth, this real depth of emotion. Yeah. So that is kind of like channeling all of this water into, let's say, music, let's say painting, let's say, I don't know, drawing or some of the arts. I think you've been through a lot of things like that. You have this intense feeling, you just have to find the right channel for it. Yeah. So I think you've tried a lot of different creative things. You probably have done some music, maybe you've done a little acting, maybe you've done, some painting or visual arts or drawing or something like that. Always looking for the right channel that's just going to click and really be like, that's how I'm meant to express myself. You know what it is that you have inside of you. You're just looking for the right kind of channel, the right tools to express that. Okay. And again, I think reconnecting with that form of worship, with prayer, with that divine energy in a very intentional way is going to help you get back on this kind of wheel of good fortune, But I know it's difficult when we're in a situation like this. And this is not, doesn't seem very fair. But I also feel like this is you, excuse me, kind of enduring this situation. The scapegoat kind of accepts what it is. So I feel like you're not fighting back. You're not lashing back. Spirit's showing me a bit tongue. Did you bite your tongue, or is that figurative that you're kind of biting your tongue, holding back, what you really want to say. Because what we notice here too is that there's no other air cards except what I feel is being done to you. I don't see any kind of like retaliation as far as the air energy goes. I feel like you are biting your tongue in a figurative way, but I almost wonder if you did bite your tongue in a literal way, because I'm kind of feeling like you just kind of crunched down on it recently, and I think both, it could be literally and figuratively true, right? Who is this older female air sign, maybe air sign person? I feel like it's an older female energy. It could be, I don't know, it could be mom, it could be just an older coworker, it could be a mother-in-law, it could be an older sister, anything like this. Also, Spirit showed me a lot of like packages, a lot of, I don't know if they're Amazon packages, a lot of things that have been delivered but not opened. I don't know if you have, if you've received quite a few, like, those envelopes where you have to, the padded envelopes where you have to rip off the top of them. I'm seeing like a lot of those lying around. And I don't know if you just haven't opened them or if you kind of know what they are, but you're just like, maybe you ordered it, but you just don't really care right now about like opening that stuff up. Open them up. There's something in there that you really need to see. There's something in there that I think is going to kind of make you smile. It's kind of going to renew it. Maybe it's something that you forgot you ordered. Maybe it's something that somebody had sent to you. But you just kind of like, I don't know if maybe you haven't checked the mail in a while, or you just haven't brought your packages in or opened them. There's something in there that's going to make you smile. And I think that's part of this Ace of Cups that we've got right here. This is an overwhelming situation right now, and I think this feels like it's just really a letdown, because maybe this person, again, you thought everything was kind of going well with this situation or with this person, or at least that there was some kind of harmony there. You didn't expect to be kind of under this form of psychic attack, right? Being accused of something or having the blame put on you. See, that's a lot of blame up here, the 10 of Cups. That's a lot. And, Spirit's telling me that there's no blame. So I wonder if this is something that it's like either nobody's really at fault, or if the 10 of Cups is you taking 100% of the blame, when really it should be 50-50. So it's a wash, right? It's equally their fault and yours, and so really there's no one to blame, right? But I think it's definitely too much to be put on you. I don't think you are solely responsible for this, if at all, right? If at all. But I do see in the future we've got the Ace of Cups. And I think that this is a successful resolution of this situation, and maybe by, figuratively biting your tongue, that's how you really are able to just let this kind of wash away, and you can resume your path. Now, I don't know that you're going to resume a happy relationship with this person. The 6 of Cups at the end sort of suggests that maybe you will. But even if this person is not in the picture, you're going to have a restoration of that harmony with the universe, right? With the kind of just with the flow of your life, right? Your environment and within yourself. And I think things are going to get back to a very good place. And you're going to continue focusing on your success, your fame and fortune, right? Your work, your destiny. But the Ace of Cups, that I think there is something with the packages. I think this is also talking about you kind of making a fresh start. Yeah. I don't know that it's a renewal of the relationship with this older female energy. I almost wonder if that ship has already sailed, so to speak. And if you're just kind of now starting new, starting fresh. And maybe this means kind of outside of that relationship, just going your own way, right? I think this Ace is also about you discovering that method of expressing yourself. Because again, I think you're filled with such deep emotion, such intensity, but you're looking for the way to express that. And I think you've tried different things, and nothing really clicked. You're going to find that thing that clicks, and that's going to be like your specialty, right? It's going to be something that you're just kind of naturally good at. And then it's something that you can refine and really make it your own. Yeah. It's almost like you're meant for some sort of creative, expressive work, but you just haven't found the one that you're just really good at. Sort of okay at a lot of things, but there's that one thing that when you find it, it is going to be like you've been doing it your entire life, right? And it's going to be effortless, and it's going to be easy, and it's going to be blissful and joyful. You're going to have to do work to refine this, but I think it's really going to be a very, very important step for you, especially coming off of this kind of, feels like persecution. Yeah. Let's see, what else is coming through about the path of the dove here? Maybe it might be time to move on here. I'm getting a belt. I don't know what's the deal with the belt. Spirit's showing me a very ornate kind of belt with like a lot of round discs on it, like metal discs on a belt. I don't know if that's your belt or whatever it is. Maybe it's some sort of like, maybe you design things, or you do some sort of metal work, or I don't know, engraving or something. Maybe it's part of maybe you make that sort of thing. Spirit's showing me that kind of ornate, I think it's a belt. Sometimes these details come in as non sequiturs, that they really don't have a direct bearing on the reading, but they're here for confirmation, for synchronicities for some of you, for validation of the energy that we're in. For some of you, it might really be ringing a bell and connecting with some of this energy directly, okay? And if it's not for you, don't worry about it. Leave it for the next person. It doesn't affect anything that I'm getting through these cards, okay? Let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription if you haven't subscribed yet. Please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And it really does help out the channel, and I am grateful for that. I appreciate you. All right. Seven of Pentacles. This seems pretty natural right now. Considering everything that's going on, you kind of feel like you don't have... The key word for this card is failure. I don't like calling it failure. Because to me, this is something that we're putting effort into, but it's just not growing. It's just not, becoming what we thought it would. It's just not bearing fruit right now. So I think that this is you keeping up with your routine, with your work, doing your stuff, taking care of your responsibilities, but not with the same kind of depth and connection and purpose and intention that you usually have. Again, there's no fire energy. There's just an abundance of water. So everything that we're doing is just kind of soaked in this water energy, and it's not really able to grow that we want. And now this might be like your creative work, like trying to find this perfect path forward. It's just not a lot happening there. It's like you're not able to put your concentrated effort and attention, that fiery ace of wands, into this sort of thing. This could be work. Maybe your work is suffering because of all of this stuff. It could be that your physical health, that you're starting to feel just kind of ill day to day, like you're just getting run down by it. There's just this excess of water energy, and I think it's starting to affect you in a lot of different ways. Right? Physically, work-related, your interest in your hobbies, your crafts, your personal projects, and in all sorts of ways. Right? And that, to me, seems very normal, right? But we don't want to linger there. And I think the lingering is really up here in that Seven of Cups, where we don't want to be in that quicksand. We don't want to get so stuck in all this water that things just get worse and worse and worse. And then we find that this Seven of Pentacles just continues to deteriorate, and things just get pretty bleak, right? I hope the mystery card is fire energy. But the Four of Cups, in the position of the environment, there is a need, things have changed, right? The emotional situation, the the emotional connection between you and this person has changed. Things need to change. It's time to move this energy. And what I mean is, there's part of you that's resisting the change, that it's almost like you don't want this to be true, that we're trying to just, part of us anyways, trying to say, this can't really be happening. What? There's no way, right? I think it's someone with whom you've had a very fine relationship. But now it's just like, it's almost hard to believe that this is really what's going on. It's kind of heartbreaking, right? The 4 is always about us resisting change. Change needs to happen and we're resisting it. So to me, this is really an acceptance of the situation and doing what you have to do to move on from it. Right? To get out from underneath all of this water. There's too much water here. This is telling me the water has to change. We need something to break open this water and let it flow away, right? Maybe the mystery card will be the 5 of Cups. Maybe. I'd rather see some fire to kind of drive away the water. I think the Ace of Wands, obviously added to the 4, would give us the 5. And it would chase that water away and just say, yeah, this is an overwhelming emotional situation, but I don't need it. I don't want it. I won't take it, you know. And we're going to pull ourselves out of this 7 of Cups. What else here? There's a connection with owls for you. I don't know what it is with the owls, if it's, and I think we've had this in another Cancer reading, that there's a connection with owls for you, and I don't know if it's kind of a totem animal, a spirit animal, or if it's something that always, a symbol that always appears to you when you need it the most. Maybe it's in those packages that we talked about. Maybe there's a little owl, and it's going to give you that kind of synchronicity. There's some connection with owls there for you. Anyway, I love owls too. The 7 of Cups is really what we don't want, and that is the quicksand, right? And that is just a situation that's getting worse and worse and worse, very toxic. But the thing about the 7 of Cups is that it is confidence. And it's the confidence that things will get better. It is the certainty that you are able to recognize when something is toxic and get the heck away from it. Yeah, you can see, right? You can look at that card and say, yeah, that's pretty toxic situation, right? We don't want to linger here. And again, with that 4 of Cups, it's kind of hard to, like, we can see that it's a bad situation, but it's just kind of like, we're still almost in shock by it. Like, I can't believe that they're coming at me this way. And that 9 of Swords, that's pretty harsh. Yeah, it's pretty harsh. So we have to, obviously, do something about this. We've got a 4, a 7, and a 6. Now, to get to the 6, we need something, right? And so hopefully the mystery card will help us out with that. But the 7, any of the 7's cards, the number 7 is a very fiery number. So we have implied in the 7 of Cups that kind of fiery awareness and intention that can be that moment where you finally, you open your eyes, you see it for what it is, and you just have this surge of confidence to pull yourself out of this. Yeah. And we're restoring the harmony in our lives. 6 of Cups. It's at the end. This is our goal, and that's really a happy ending. To me, that is that's the healing. That's being in harmony with ourselves now. That is something that we understand the process of change on the emotional plane. And now we're living in harmony with that change. We don't necessarily understand why this is happening. We don't want it. We wish it didn't happen. But it is happening. And that's part of the Wheel of Fortune too. The Wheel of Fortune is all about change. The wheel keeps turning, right? And we've got to harmonize ourselves with that. We've got a square wheel here with the 4. And that's kind of like, it doesn't work. A square wheel doesn't work. We have to round things out. We have to understand that this is what's happening. We don't like it. We don't agree with it. We don't want it. We've got to be in harmony with it, and we have to flow with it and do what needs to be done to kind of let this change take place. And it's a change in circumstances. It's a change in all of this water energy of how you're relating to this person and how the two of you feel about each other now. So we're accepting the situation as it is, and it's kind of the inevitability of change. You didn't cause this, but here it is. You've got to deal with it. Okay. And dealing with it, though that may be a difficult thing, is going to be better for you in the end, because you're going to restore the harmony within yourself, within your environment. Things are going to be peaceful and tranquil and loving again, right? And I understand with that Devil card and that Nine of Swords, it doesn't feel that way right now. But it will be. We'll get back to this, okay? Let's check the mystery card. I know what I want. That fire energy, that Ace of Wands would be magnificent. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I don't know what else, really. Maybe a 5 of anything. Just show some movement. Yeah. Let's see what we have. Another 7 of Pentacles. Not really what I wanted. We might have to do a clarifier card. Maybe the maybe an I Ching card. Because now we just have a reinforcement of this. And to me, this is just pessimism. This is just saying nothing's going to work. Doesn't matter what I do, things are going to be bad. And we've got to get out of that feeling tone, right? We don't have any swords really to kind of cut through this. We don't have any fire to kind of, chase away some of this water. Let's do an I Ching hexagram, okay? These are the 64 hexagram cards that represent the wisdom of the ancient Chinese sages and their connection with spirit, with source. And this is not the traditional way of casting a hexagram, but we'll do it anyway. That's the one, and it is 27, nourishment. Nourishment. Interesting that we have nourishment. Constancy brings good fortune. See the jaws. Your own quest for something real to fill your mouth. And that interesting because we were talking about the biting your tongue. So we have this connection now with biting, right? With something that we kind of need to heal ourselves, to nourish ourselves, right? Especially when we're talking about these 7 of Pentacle cards. That all of this water is not nourishing. Too much water kind of has the opposite effect. You're overwatering the plants, right? So something else needs to happen to nourish us. It says, this hexagram is called jaws and refers to all that gives you nourishment, physical, social, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. It is all creating and recreating an individual ecosystem to sustain and shape you. So what is your ecosystem? Well, this person maybe was part of your ecosystem, but now they seem to be a rather corrupting and toxic force. And we don't need that, right? Whatever the reasoning is behind it, it's not helping us to grow, to heal, and to expand and to live our lives. Assess how you habitually nourish yourself and others, and honor it all. What would nourish you? How is your hunger motivating you? And if you accept this as nourishment, who will you become? Interesting, if we accept this as nourishment. Now, we could look at that 2 different ways. Are we accepting this person and what they're doing, and we're just allowing that to kind of to feed who we are? Or are we kind of waking up to the fact and getting away from the toxic nourishment and getting to what is going to be very healthy food for you, mind, body, and soul? Who will you become then? So maybe we have this 6 and this 7 to kind of ask us that question. If you accept this as nourishment, who are you going to be? Right? If you accept this, or if you accept this, which one do you want and who do you want to be? That's very interesting. We want to drink from this cup, I think. I like it. The I Ching never fails. Never fails to be right on the nose with the reading. We're going to do an extended reading too, and if you want to stick around for that, there should be a link up in the corner, or there is one down in the video description. New readings for Cancer every Tuesday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me tomorrow. Okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.